Dandavats Maharaj, Dandavats Srilekha Devi, Dandavats everyone. Всем поклоны. Today I've been asked to be kind of MC or kind of a servitor of the program. So Maharaj, let's start from your speech and welcoming everyone for this holy days of Janmashtami Nandotsav of Srila Prabhupada Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj. Avirbhav, Dandavats to everyone.
Dandavat pranam to all the devotees. And okay, so my question is this a simultaneous translation? Or do I need to stop? It is, okay, so Narayan is
Yes, Maharaj.
the thumbs up for that. Okay, perfect. And let me just see. Oh, Suresh Krishna Prabhu is interpreter. Okay, Suresh Krishna Prabhu, well done. I can't see you, but I know that you're there somewhere. And so, dear devotees, first of all, we're coming together in glorification of Srila Prabhupada and, of course, in memory of Sri Krishna's appearance in this world, today being the festival day related to his appearance, the festival given by Nanda Maharaj, the husband of Jashoda and the father of Krishna. Inconceivably, how can it be? How can the Lord have a father? But this is the wonderful things about Krishna consciousness, that we are coming to the inconceivable Lord. So, first of all, my obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas, and our obeisances indeed to you all. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. And just a very brief invocation, because it is good for us and good for us all to do it. So we'll chant Vandeham. That one verse contains everything, in fact, but also Om Jnana and Namo Mahaviranyaya, three very important shlokas. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitams Cha Om Agyana Timirandasya Yananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Anmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namo Mahaviranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gora Trijay Namaha. And I know we already gave obeisances to each other, but I do see a flow of devotees joining, so there's never any harm to give repeated obeisances to the Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So, over the last 36 hours or 48 hours, I think we've all been absorbed in, I still have the headphones on from listening, absorbed in hearing the glories of Krishna's appearance in this world, hearing the glories of Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada's appearance in this world, and hearing the glories of Nitya and Gauranga, without any of whom, any of these wonderful appearances, we would not be here today, being able to discuss as we can about Krishna Leela and about the Vaishnavas, those who worship Krishna, and about the mercy of Gauranga, Krishna himself coming to distribute himself, and the mercy of Nityananda, who earnestly wishes to spread Gauranga's name and Krishna consciousness through Gauranga Mahaprabhu to every nook and corner of the world. So today, with our programs, we've also been having programs like no doubt each of you have been doing, where with the devotees in different places, we've been discussing about the characteristics of Krishna, Mahaprabhu, Nityananda, and Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada's relation with Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Gurudev. And Srila Gurudev made one point today in one of the audios posted on the MAT website, scsmat.com. Srila Gurudev made a point today about how Srila Guru Maharaj pointed out that Srila Prabhupada was a Shaktya-avesha avatar. And many glories of Srila Prabhupada. Then Srila Gurudev points out that well known, everybody can see the effect of Srila Prabhupada's coming to the Western world and preaching, and even to the effect that those who are not devotees also are chanting Krishna's name. When they see devotees with tilak, wearing dhoti, etc., they say to them, Hare Krishna, or they say, oh, are you a Krishna devotee? So everybody's heard the word Krishna, said the word Krishna around the world. But Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev pointed out that Guru Maharaj is describing Srila Prabhupada as Shaktya-avesha avatar is a very notable observation, a very notable revelation. And Gurudev was saying how Veda Vyas was a Shaktya-avesha avatar of the Lord. Veda Vyas compiled the Veda. He wanted to give Krishna consciousness to the whole world. And he was empowered by the Lord to do that huge task of compiling the Vedas and then giving the conclusion of the Vedas in the spotless Purana, Srimad Bhagavatam. And to do this, he is empowered by the Lord. Hence, he is a Shaktya-avesha avatar. And then Gurudev is saying, then after Veda Vyas, we have Srila Prabhupada, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, as the Shaktya-avesha avatar, who wants everyone, everywhere, to know about Krishna consciousness, as Sri Vyasadeva did. And this way, Srila Gurudev, giving that jump from 5,000 years ago, from Veda Vyas being Shaktya-avesha avatar, and saying, and next we have Srila Prabhupada as Shaktya-avesha avatar, who came to the West and brought this Krishna consciousness everywhere. And then I was reliably told, but I've heard other versions, but I was told that this is when first this happened, that when Srila Guru Maharaj described Srila Prabhupada as Shaktya-avesha avatar, and saying that no man, no person, no human can do what he did. So we must say that he was empowered by the Lord, that he was Shaktya-avesha avatar. And everybody was very struck by this, and of course impressed and thinking, oh, so wonderful. But then I was told by a reliable source that it was then Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Govinda Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj, who had the presence of mind, even after like this kind of amazing declaration and revelation by Guru Maharaj. That is Srila Gurudev who had the presence of mind to ask Guru Maharaj, Shaktya-avesha avatar, but Shaktya-avesha avatar in particular of whom, of which aspect of the Lord? And that then Guru Maharaj humbly expressed of Nityananda Prabhu. We cannot but say that Nityananda Prabhu has empowered him for what he has done. So coming to the appearance of Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and all of us, probably 100% of us who are in the Zoom here today, and probably 100%, maybe 99.99%. I'm trying to think, there could be some exception somewhere, but practically 100% of us who have come to Krishna consciousness have come by the direct or indirect grace and preaching of Srila Prabhupada. And now in the world, from north to south, from east to west, the far east, Fiji, to the far west, Hawaii, from the, as Gurudev would say, from North Pole to South Pole. I have disciples from North Pole to South Pole, Srila Gurudev would say. But from far east to far west, far north to far south, then in every corner, every quarter, people are aware of Krishna consciousness. And now over, I don't know the exact figure, but I do know that several years ago, over 500 million books, 500 million books of Srila Prabhupada have been distributed around the world. And we know, or I myself know, and so many devotees know, that each of those books is like very living, and each of those books can find the proper source, the proper person who can be a receiver of that book. So somebody whose heart is ready to receive the message of those books. And we know ourselves, perhaps we thought our heart wasn't ready, we weren't looking, but when the book found us rather than us finding the book, then we can admit, we have to admit, we had a change of heart, really a change of heart, a change of understanding of the world. And in my case, and in so many cases, then we came to search out the author of that book. And certainly the message of the book was so strong and so powerful, just as the message of Srila Prabhupada, we know in person, was very strong and powerful. But the message of the book was so strong and powerful that we cannot but want to come to meet the author. Who is the author of this book? This is an extraordinary personality. And in my own case, Srila Prabhupada had already disappeared from the world when I received that book. So it is not only that, okay, the Guru is present in the world and therefore his potency has come through his book, but he's living there. But the disappearance of the Guru, still that book, it has its potency, it has its life. And these 500 million plus publications of Srila Prabhupada around the world, then they are in many cases just sitting on shelves. But each of them has that potential to change the lives of not only one person, but whoever will come in touch with them. So we are in a very fortunate time when now not only books, but by digital media, we have access to Srila Prabhupada's teachings. We have access to Srila Prabhupada's teachings, which include and emphasize the necessity for having the association of the sadhus, the genuine sadhus. And it's by Srila Prabhupada's teachings that we came to Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Sridhara Maharaj. And by extension, we can say, but we came to Srila Gurudev, that time unknowingly that we'd come to Srila Gurudev, but gradually coming to understand that actually Srila Prabhupada has given us Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Gurudev. He gave us the continued association. And so the living books, the living Vedas, they're not only from Veda Vyasa's time, from 5,000 years ago and more, but the present time also. And Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupāda composed that verse, Matala Harijana Kirtana Range. That verse which is in iron, it is not in iron, it's carved in marble above the iron gates and the entrance of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat, the most worshipable temple founded by Srila Guru Maharaj back in 1942. That sloka is written there in marble. And many of you know the pastime where Srila Gurudev was examining the capacity of a particular sculptor who has made some dioramas that he saw in Puri, in Jagannath Puri. Gurudev had seen his work, but he wanted to see that he can follow his direction and make nicely the sculpturing for Srila Guru Maharaj's Samadhi Mandir. So before that, then Srila Gurudev wanted to test him by putting a diorama on the front of the Nat Mandir as you enter, above that shloka. And then step by step, Srila Gurudev, he had one line of diorama, then there's a gap, and he's thinking, oh, what should I put there? Then a gap. Then filling up that gap and happy with that artist. One day, I am walking with Gurudev and walking around the front of the temple. And Gurudev was looking at the diorama, seeing how the artist is doing. And then he stood back and actually, physically astonished. Gurudev looking back astonished and seeing the diorama of the Kirtan party with mridanga, kartals, and the worship of the Lord, that worship taking place, worshipping Radha Giridhari, the lifter of Govardhan Hill, worshipping Radha Giridhari in our Gupta Govardhan. With that connection, Srila Gurudev had put that idea that we are in Gupta Govardhan, so we'll be worshipping Radha and Giridhari there. And then Govardhan Hill above that. But that diorama, Gurudev was astonished, really. He said, this diorama is the visual manifestation of this shloka, this verse beneath it, verse composed in recent times by Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur. And then Srila Gurudev, he said, you can see how the scripture, the verses, they are all living. From the written word, this diorama has beautifully come out, and not by Gurudev's intention. He was only filling the space and Krishna giving that direction, the shloka manifesting itself. So the recent scripture, the scriptures of Srila Guru Maharaj, of Srila Gurudev, these scriptures are living, and the Vaishnavas live on in their instructions. And so now, amazingly, it's now 1977 since Srila Prabhupada disappeared. So 23, 26 and 20. So it's 46 years ago since Srila Prabhupada disappeared, if my mathematics is correct, which I think on this occasion is correct. It's a long time since he disappeared. But Srila Prabhupada's presence is very much felt around the world in his teachings and in following his teachings and getting his gracious glance. And so that gracious glance has brought the fortunate souls to the lotus feet of Srila Guru Maharaj. And the fortunate souls come to the lotus feet of Srila Guru Maharaj and of Srila Gurudev. And there we are getting our full Krishna consciousness in its maturity from 1965 to 2020 with Srila Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj's disappearance at that time. Plenty of time for the world to learn the lessons of how to proceed in Krishna consciousness. And it is Srila Gurudev, largely we can say, who has let us understand who is Guru Maharaj and who is Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Guru Maharaj, of course, helping us understand who is Srila Prabhupada. And here we are today, all of us, as the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, the mercy of Srila Guru Maharaj, the mercy of Srila Gurudev, all who are bringing us Bhagavan Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur's strong, strong message to the world. Now, I know you've asked me to speak today, and we have the simultaneous translation. But when we can, we always want to make these days, the days of the appearance and disappearance days of the spiritual masters, to be the days when especially their disciples can say something. And from the heart, from their association, from their service to their divine masters, and now ever increasingly rare in this world, then we're able to have the association still of those who serve Srila Prabhupada, who Srila Prabhupada gave much mercy to, and who followed Srila Prabhupada's direction of Krishna consciousness, taking shelter of Srila Prabhupada, taking shelter of Srila Guru Maharaj, and following this direction from above, doing what they direct and indicate to us, following the directions of Srila Gurudev. So we have that fortune. And so you did ask me to say a few words. I said a few words, but I would like to pass the microphone over to Śrilekha Devi Dasi, because now she is here with us in Vila Govinda Ashram in Italy, but she's here with us on Zoom, wherever we are physically. And we're meeting all of you, so many devotees here, And we're in the midst of a wonderful gathering. And it's our good fortune to be able to hear from Srila Prabhupada's disciples on this day. So with your permission, or I don't know who I'm asking permission from, without your permission, maybe, I'm going to ask Śrīlekha to say...
Actually, Maharaj, thank you for your sharing. And it's really wonderful and amazing how Srila Prabhupada in 11 years of his presence in this world, and still now doing so many miracles in the hearts of Western and Eastern people, and making the really spiritual revolution. And of course, we wanted also, it was our intention to give the next word to Śrīlekha Devi, because she is disciple of Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktivedanta Swami, who and she have some personal experience. Previously, she was sharing also with us, and maybe some devotees did not hear that nectar. And also, Śrīlekha Devi is very famous storyteller. Everyone is astonished to hear from her. So, Śrīlekha Devi, please share with us some of treasures of your heart.
I feel really humbled to be here, because I don't think I have so many treasures in my heart, but I know that you all do. So one of the great gifts of Srila Prabhupada was to give a worldwide association, that he made temples where we could all live together, and practice what we are learning so much still. We feel like babies learning what Krishna consciousness really is, how deep and profound that is. But we get to do that with other devotees, and otherwise it's not possible, actually. So we are aspiring for the association of other devotees, and we think everyone has some treasure in their heart that is really their own treasure. And by association, we get to feel some of that progress. So that was a very great gift Srila Prabhupada gave us. We were just wandering around trying to figure out why we were alive. And suddenly we found this beautiful little temple in Toronto. Just a small building. It was just the devotees had just come there. to open up a center in Toronto. You mean look there? Okay. And am I doing? And suddenly we were living with people that we could immediately talk to. But before that, we were feeling quite lonely because this need was very strong that we had to find out what is true. Everything is not, it's a cause by something, or it's true temporarily, but what is real? What is actually true? And I was always trying to talk to my friends about this. And, we had some conversation. But when I came to the temple, all of a sudden, everyone's talking about this. And not only wondering, but with answers. And those, as Srila Madhusudan Maharaj was saying, they were in the form of these books. And so Srila Guru Maharaj describes the transcendental Vaishnava scriptures as being something like divine, the divine nature come into solid form, divine truth come into solid form, like water becomes ice. So we have this living divine flow in this living scripture. And, we read them and then we read them again, we read them again. And every time there's something like what, did I ever read that before? Again and again, we're reading Bhagavad Gita over and over and over again. And Chaitanya Charitamrita over and over and over again. And every time we are completely astounded. Did I ever see this before? So this is all living scripture. And not everyone can give that. In fact, almost no one. What Srila Prabhupada was able to put into solid form from his own inconceivably devoted heart, that is so rare in this world, we can't even conceive that it happened. Because it's not ordinary scripture. There are so many levels of everything. And Srila Prabhupada and Srila Guru Maharaj emphasizing a Vijay, the systematic understanding of things, that there's so much gradation in everything. And Srila Prabhupada is giving us so much insight into these very, very, very fine things. And I was sitting with some of, Chinmoy Prabhu and Doymoy Prabhu today, and we were talking about, the Srimad Bhagavatam and all the purports that Srila Prabhupada put in there. And I mean, if that's the only thing he had done in his whole life, if that's the only thing that he had ever done in his whole life, that would have been an unbelievable miracle. I'm really, not just from the point of view of accomplishment of a very difficult task, but what can be channeled through that supremely devoted heart of pure Krishna consciousness. That's just not possible. It's just not possible to do that. But he did many, many, many other things also. We were remembering anyone who wrote to Srila Prabhupada got an answer. Can you imagine how many people were writing to him? He answered all those questions. He answered all the letters, and with so much affection. And he's giving initiation to devotees all over the world by letter or by directly visiting. He's traveling and traveling all over the world. He also translated Chaitanya Charitamrita, the greatest scripture ever manifested in this world, and giving the perfect translation. What is it internally? What is the message that's actually coming through from Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj? He can put that into a completely different language, and it's still fully manifested and giving the purports. And then Sri Ishopanishad, Nectar of Devotion. Who can translate these books? They can be translated in some way, but to bring that potency, it manifested that in another whole language, in so many languages, it's not possible. So Shaktya-avesha avatar, not only in the breadth and length of what he accomplished, but the depth of what he accomplished. And Srila Prabhupada was so careful that we would not ever go toward Mayavad, go toward Gyan, and the conclusion of Gyan, which is everything is Maya. It's all Maya. Everything's bad. It's wrong, and I'm out of here. That's Gyan. That it would be free of Mayavad philosophy, and it would influence, and that we would never mistake the Sahajya conception for the real conception. Srila Prabhupada spent, divine amounts of energy making sure that the newest person who began to read these books would be very clear on that conception. How did he do that? We didn't know anything at all, nothing. But he was so careful, so loving, that we would never fall into this karma and gyan. And then, of course, Sahajism, which is the perfect non-devotion. Srila Saraswati calls it, Srila Saraswati Thakur says, Shuddha Bhakta, Shuddha Bhakti. This is pure non-devotion. So all of those things he accomplished, but so much more. Opening temples all over the world so that we would have shelter and a place to live. And really in the 70s, we came in 1970, and those temples were like a huge oasis. We were just we were so happy. We were just living in these temples and going out into the streets. And we were so new, we don't know. We were babies, and we were still able to tell something. That is also Shaktya-avesha avatar, to be able to utilize everyone for spreading this Krishna consciousness. And then we would go out, and then we would just bring people home all the time. We would go, and then when we would go back to the temple, we'd have a carload of new people, and many of them just stayed. So really, his influence is so astonishing. But it is not Gyan. And the pitfall of Gyan is very, very dangerous. We should never, ever think that by knowing a certain amount of stuff, that I've got this thing. That will be a very dangerous mistake. We are always searching for desperation. Our search is to become desperate. That then the Hare Krishna Mahamantra may like us, may come to be with us. But we have to feel ourselves completely helpless, not the conqueror of anything. Knowledge means, who am I? Well, Srila Guru Maharaj said, with what qualification will I approach the Lord? I'm a criminal. I've rejected him so long, but I'm the recipient of mercy. And that mercy is everything that we are. And that we are really desperately praying that every other thought about myself will be removed by the grace of those great souls who are the followers of Rupa Goswami, who are our gurus. That every drop of any other conception of myself, except for a person who is completely dependent upon mercy, will leave me, so that I can live in the atmosphere of the divine flow of divine will and the all purifying, all embracing holy name of Krishna. And we saw that sometimes, if we were fortunate and blessed, we could see that quality in Srila Prabhupada. He was extremely powerful. No one can deny it. But his inner feeling was always calling out, always extreme humility and heart melting calling out. When we would hear his chanting, it was of such a gentle nature, so gentle that the most gentle thing in this world will look violent. So we are all in the loving influence of such a personality, everyone here. And we're just praying, we're desperately praying that your mercy will make me what I'm supposed to be, but always feel the need for mercy. And when our ego will say, oh no, I got it, I'm good, I got this and I'm that and I'm so on and so on, then just get desperate and say, my Lord, please remove this from me and let me be, as we are always saying, let me be as you are, without any mundane ego. So, I think that I've spoken enough, but we did get to see Srila Prabhupada a few times, and he would be chanting and glancing around the room, sitting in some beautiful temple room somewhere with this big Vyasa sun, and he'd sit there and chant with the kartals and glance around the room at all the devotees, and every single devotee felt a complete experience of another quality of existence that they could never have imagined. And of course, we felt that in the presence of Srila Guru Maharaj also, and of course Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev, who traveled also all over the world and just melted hearts left and right. But now our job is to try to practice surrender, to try to see the divine environment as coming to purify me, and to bow down to every situation in a mood of service, and to try to remember the holy feet of Guru and Gauranga, and try to be a unit of giving and of service. And we may fall down many times, or never, or see, oh, I didn't remember the Lord. I didn't go to a deeper level of surrender to find harmony in the situation. But hope springs eternal, and the Lord will give us that opportunity in the future. So we are all in a great family, and we cannot live without each other. Not possible. So I don't know if I've said anything good, but I definitely offer my dandavats to all of you and hope that you will also bestow your mercy on me, that I'm going to be able to continue to practice Krishna consciousness.
Thank you, Śrila Didi. And actually, I was once very fortunate to celebrate Srila Prabhupada appearance day in your association and association of Maladhari Didi. And both of you made very beautiful portrait of Srila Prabhupada. And I'm still having it, and I'm gonna to show. Just a second. Here it is.
Oh,
Jai.
Oh my God.
That's the same picture we had this morning, is it?
I think it's a different frame.
Different time.
I think it's a different, yeah, and that might be the one that was in Chicago. I think so.
Yes, Prithu Prabhu, over to you. You are our MC and we've got many dignitaries here. But did Prithu Prabhu go into a black void? I'm not sure. Anyhow, Sripad Bhakti Sri Rup Vaikhanas Maharaj's form has appeared in front of us. Maharaj.
Maharaj, it's good evening from the Philippines. And I'm very happy to have joined you here and celebrating the Divine Appearance Day of Srila Prabhupada, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada. I don't have to say much because I did not have the opportunity to personally see him and associate with him. But there's a little story behind this. It was in 1971, I think, when Srila Prabhupada came to the Philippines and preached. So I went there to the temple, hoping to see him, and he was billeted there on the five-star hotel. So along with my friends, we low bandwidth. Anyhow, so I was attracted to the teachings of Srila Prabhupada in 1971. Then from the books, I was really inspired. I heard before about the Bhakti Yoga, and it says it is the highest form of yoga. So when I saw from the book that this is teaching Bhakti Yoga, I really get interested. So I wanted that. Before that, I was into a seminary. I wanted to be a priest then. So, but I left. I felt disgusted. I didn't get the answer what I needed from them. So, but with Prabhupada's teachings, I was satisfied. So I really had wanted to meet with him. But then in 1977, I officially joined his ISKCON. I live in the temple then from 1977 till 1980. And then I learned that here, that Prabhupada left this world. And but still, luckily for me, by good fortune, I came across a letter, transcription of the conversation between Srila Prabhupada and Srila Sridhara Maharaj. And therein I read that Srila Prabhupada is saying that he's Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Sridhara Maharaj is his Shiksha Guru. So we discussed among these things with the devotees. So during those turbulent years in ISKCON, we left with about 50 devotees. And then luckily for me, we took shelter of Sridhara Maharaj that year, 1980. But he asked us to wait for some time, for 5 years. So that is my short story of my life in coming to Srila Prabhupada. So I owe everything to him. And so every day, or rather every year, with this most auspicious event, I tried myself to join, and say something to the local devotees. And I didn't know that I would speak here before you. Actually, I just want to listen, for the glories of Srila Prabhupada. Anyhow, thank you very much for inviting me and speak something. My dandavat to all of you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. Dandavat. Thank you. Very precious to hear your story, Maharaj. I could not meet you personally, but I'm always looking after your lectures in first in Thailand and now, Maharaj. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. And Srila Avadhut Maharaj, are you there? Please share also with us.
Can you guys hear me? What? Okay, so in the beginning of his address, Srila Madhusudan Maharaj gave very grand opening to say today we need to glorify Krishna, Mahaprabhu, Guru, and this is inconceivable in such a short time, but where do we begin? Of course, we begin from Srila Govinda Maharaj, who was very dear to Srila Prabhupada and all of us. And practically speaking, for us, he was someone who revealed us what real deep Krishna consciousness is. Because Srila Prabhupada is so high and practically inconceivable for us. But Srila Govinda Maharaj was that inconceivable person that put personal energy in every one of us, including our Russian temple, the US mission, the London mission, and traveled 24 times all over the world to carry that message that Srila Prabhupada started. And he used to say, Srila Prabhupada drilled the tunnel to the Western world, and now by the grace of Prabhupada, we're traveling through this tunnel in a shortcut and sharing with devotees Krishna consciousness. But Srila Govinda Maharaj, one of his favorite books was Garga Samhita. Sometimes he would read that book. And in Goloka Kanda, it's described that Lord has 6 ways to appear in this world. And one way is Shaktya-avesha avatar, then Purna avatar, Paripurna avatar, etc. So when we say Shaktya-avesha avatar, that sometimes mention somebody like Parashuram or some great other descendants of the Lord with different function. So as we know, Lord Krishna expand to his second part as Lord Krishna is Vishaya Abhiman, enjoyer, and his second part is Seva Abhiman, which is Balaram. So Seva Abhiman is the service incarnation, like Lord Balaram, his whole purpose to serve Krishna in a loving way. And Lord Balaram is also Guru Tattva. So as Guru Tattva, he in Gaur Lila expands as Nityananda Prabhu and saving all the fallen souls. So when Srila Guru Maharaj was asked, so what is exactly Shaktya-avesha? Then Guru Maharaj said very clearly, by Nityananda Prabhu means Guru Tattva in the most merciful way. But also Srilekha mentioned quite interesting idea about the books. See, Vedavyas is also Shaktya-avesha avatar of Supreme Lord. And we can say that as a guru, as a Nityananda Prabhu means receiving, service of devotees and giving grace. But Srila Prabhupada also had that aspect of Vedavyas, who put together all the Vedas for the Western world in the most accessible way with his commentaries. So we cannot deny that part of Vedavyas' mercy was on him, including Chaitanya Bhagavata, which is also considered to be incarnation of Vedavyas, such as Krishnadas Kaviraj and Vrindavan Das Thakur. So we can say all the Guru Tattva, and including Vedavyas, who's the Veda giver, are supporting Srila Prabhupada. So he's not just one aspect of infinity. In fact, all the spiritual world support Srila Prabhupada with this noble mission. That's why we cannot really conceive how one man can do all this work, because if all the gods, and that's supported by sloka Acharyamam Vijaniyam Navimanyeta Karhichit Namatra Buddhi Suitra Sarva Deva Mayugurum, where Krishna say all the gods present in Acharya, all the gods, all the power, not just one thing, not something finite, not something limited. If Krishna will pick someone to do his work and service, he will support with a full force. Just like an ambassador, who's coming to, let's say, from America to some country, let's say Philippines, he represents everything. He represents every aspect, every ministry, every aspect of government. And his decision, may be better than decisions of all other branches of government, because he is locally available and he has local situation. That's why Srila Prabhupada had this, been an ambassador of Krishna consciousness in the material world, and got support by everyone who had understanding, including Guru Maharaj, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, all the scriptures, and of course, all the devotees who received him. So we cannot say that he just came randomly, looked for lost souls. No, we think the devotees who receive him born already to prepare to become his disciples. That's why we see how amazingly a transformation happens. It's always like Jesus Christ coming and he has some eternal, associates. Srila Prabhupada came with his entourage. We cannot also deny that, because we see how quickly those devotees connect and they give full heart and full attention to his mission and service. It's inconceivable. And until today, devotees like Srilekha and so many others I saw the day before in Los Angeles temple, they were all, they all continue serving Srila Prabhupada. It's incredible, actually, to understand the Guru through his disciples. So it says in scriptures, Guru living in his disciples. So we went to that part, but let's now talk a little bit about what is Shaktya-avesha avatar. According to previous acharyas, Shaktya-avesha avatar is somebody who's got a very special potency of the Supreme Lord. And let's make an example, Arjuna. So Arjuna received a specific purpose, and at that purpose to defeat the Kurus in battle of Kurukshetra, he got the full power support by Krishna, and Krishna directly became his driver and supporter and advisor, etc. But Krishna said to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, you have to do the work. Like, I'm giving you the power, but you have to do the work. So it's not like, like I'll be fighting and you'll be, sitting and driving. No, it'll be otherwise. I will be on your backside, giving you good advice and driving your chariot, but you have to shoot the arrows. According to scriptures, the ancient acharyas explain, when Shaktya-avesha avatar purpose complete, the energy has been withdrawing. Example is very simple. Arjuna had to surrender his Gandiva bow back to Varuna. So he came to the ocean, and Varuna told him, like, no, your glorious battlefield and your glorious activity of being warrior such level are finished. Please give me back the weapons. So then Arjuna had to throw his Gandiva bow, his favorite bow, Gandiva, because without Gandiva, Arjuna is not an Arjuna. Throw in the ocean means returning and thinking about his own separation from Krishna. That's where the Bhagavad begins. So as we can understand, sometimes Shaktya-avesha avatar with Arjuna or Parshuram was stopped by Lord Rama and said, okay, Brahman, enough. You've done a lot of work. Now go back to Himalayas and stay there. So, but interestingly, Srila Prabhupada, it's not just power his withdrawal. After his earthly pastimes, his powers are more sharing to his disciples and devotees, and they continue the movement. It's quite interesting. So that's never-ending power being given to him and acting through his followers and disciples. And now, speaking about Madhusudan Maharaj's order, how do we link this with Krishna and Mahaprabhu? Well, of course, the Shaktya-avesha avatar, Lord choosing his devotee, pure devotee, to act in the world. For what reason? What is the reason? You can send a saint of a low caliber, but why do you really want to send that qualified man and have Vedavyas who live now in Badrinath ashram? Remember, Vedavyas not left the world. He's in Siddha ashram in Badrinath, and time to time he, sees some great acharyas. In Srila Prabhupada, we believe that he's directly empowered him by writing commentaries, which is the high-level commentaries based on Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati and previous acharyas. So now, how do we link this with Mahaprabhu or Krishna? It's quite interesting, because in Kali Yuga, once in the day of Brahma, original Krishna come, and he's in Garga Samhita called Paripurna Avatar, means himself, Sakshat, non-different than Krishna of, Nandanandan, Yashodanandan, Krishna of Vrindavan. There are different types of Krishna, some of them expansion of Narayan. And, there's every moment Krishna descend to one of the universe and perform his pastimes. So that original Krishna visiting this Brahmanda and once in the day of Brahma is quite unique. That's why they say Varaha Kalpa, Janma Bhumi, etc. So they're mentioning that in the Kalpa of Varaha and certain reign of Manu, Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, himself came to this earth. And what's the reason? Well, Paritranaya sadhana vinashaya chadushkritam, to perform his very unique pastimes. And that very unique pastimes actually lead, it's actually at one point we can say this pastimes beside Paritranaya sadhana vinashaya chadushkritam, to set up stage for himself to come as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So because when Lord himself come to universe, his next descendants is direct Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which is supported in scriptures by Radha Krishna Vikriti Hladini Shakti Asmat Eka Atman Rupo Taugato Chai, as Radha and Krishna, who is in Vikriti exchange of love and descending as Mahaprabhu to experience this love and experience that deep feelings of separation and love of Radharani. And in fact, all the gopis who are supporters of Radharani and servants of Krishna, by special blessings, become a male. Because the gopis always thinking, well, why Krishna friends play with Krishna so openly and why we always have to be hidden, relate with Krishna. Then Krishna said, you don't worry, next time when I take birth, you can be my open associate. So Swarup Damodar, all this incredible devotees, Rupa Goswami, they all gopis and manjaris in spiritual world. But in that pastime, whereas there's no gender misconception, they come as male. And what is their service? Intimate service to reveal pastimes of Krishna, which never been revealed before. You should understand the books that Rupa Goswami wrote, which Srilekha mentioned, are never been revealed before, even by Vedavyas. It's an interesting way. Vedavyas giving Bhagavatam, but he's not mentioned name of Radharani. When Rupa Goswami come to play, he has very special license to reveal something that has not been discovered before. That's why in previous acharyas, if you can understand the cosmology of Brahmanda, they mainly describe our Brahmanda, and they, Ramanuja Acharya and others, they cover Vaikuntha. But in our cosmology, according, Brihad Bhagavatamritam and Guru Maharaj's explanation, it's the Goloka Vrindavan in the center with all the expansions of different planets and universes. And that was Srila Prabhupada's instruction by Srila Sridhara Maharaj about the Vedic planetarium temple. In fact, that is not being fully realized yet, because Srila Guru Maharaj was very clear. What our Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur want is, he's not just wanting us to show a material world with 14 layers of universe. No, his idea was like, beyond this layers of material world, there's a Paravyoma, huge spiritual sky with Goloka Vrindavan in the center. And that Goloka Vrindavan, where Krishna, playful absolute, he is revealing his pastimes and his supreme Lord and his center of everything, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo, and he descends as Mahaprabhu. And that is our universal fortune, to be able to participate in that level of Sankirtan. So it's not just, some yuga, some mantra, because every yuga has its own Maha mantra and has its own deity, has its own incarnation, has its own process. But the Kali Yuga we're born in, it's so unique out of so many Kali Yugas that this universe happened, that we are directly connecting with this pastimes of Supreme Lord. And he's coming with two purposes, Antaranga and Bahiranga, to serve the fallen souls of Kali Yuga and to relish his inner, very inner feelings of Krishna consciousness, which is not revealed to general public at all. What to speak about, when I mean general public, I mean Brahma, Shiva, Brigu, all the gods. I'm not meaning us. We're not considered to be general public. We're less than worm on a stool, according to Krishnadas Kaviraj. I'm talking about general public, some Mahajans of universe. They, as Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Brihaspati, coming to Gaura Lila, and so much overwhelmed by what is the personal Krishna conscious conception, what is the sweetness of Krishna consciousness. Their realized souls are brought to that. And of course, by the grace of Guru, is unqualified souls like us are also being exposed. Just like when you do festival, You say, okay, well, tickets are very expensive, but let's distribute some tickets to poor. Like we also want them to enjoy, and that ticket come to our hands, and we entering that realm of Krishna consciousness with a very, I would say, license for the fallen souls. We are fallen souls, and that's our entrance. So if we can see big entrance that qualified only, just like in Jagannath Mandir, there's so many entrances, and each entrance has its own purpose. So, and then they say, no, sorry, that entrance not for you. You go to that entrance. It says fallen soul, and you stay in line, and they'll let you in. So we are fallen souls, and we're coming to that entrance, and that entrance are gatekeepers of Guru Maharaj and Gurudev, and Gurudev specifically, because Gurudev many times said, I am fallen soul. I am, giving you that. Why did he say that? Why did Guru say I'm fallen soul? Well, there are two purposes that Guru say that. Number one, he wants to show humility, because when fruits are on the tree's branches go down, not going up. So because there's a weight of fruits, there's something very deep there. Therefore, humility naturally comes to heart of devotees. Number one. Number two, remember, as a guru, he's showing us Abhiman, the mood by which we can reciprocate and can be reciprocated, and can we connect. And that's why the sloka, Pujala Ragapatava Gaurava Bhangya, which is on Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Gateway, is been described as Vishaya Rangya. Then Kirtana Rangi, Vishaya Ranga discussion came, how do we properly perceive this? Are we doing together Kirtan, or we are, enjoying that Kirtan? So actually both is the truth, but if I incorrect that Gurudev and Guru Maharaj pick up the Vishaya Rangi? Am I correct, Madhusudan Maharaj? Is that Vishaya?
Yes, Maharaj, he changed it from Vishaya Rangi to Kirtana Rangi in order to be clear for the public.
Right. So and just to end up this story, why did he do that? See, because Vishoy means the enjoyer. In this world, Vishoy means enjoyer. Once Srila Prabhupada was asked on the program, what is the purpose of life? And everybody thought he's going to speak like, well, self-realization and, going there and there, here and there, and understand who God is. But he didn't answer that moment this way. He said, to enjoy, the purpose of life, to enjoy. That was shocking, because everybody thought, well, we are trying to enjoy. And, Prabhupada told us the meaning of life is self-realization. Now he's switching back to enjoyment. Should we start smoking weed, grow our hair, and go dance for parties? And he said, no. And he explained what is the param artha. Param artha. Artha means enjoyment. Param artha means highest enjoyment. So the highest enjoyment of the soul is the nectar of rasa jigyasa, the search for rasa. Therefore, for somebody who does not really understand that Sankirtan of Mahaprabhu is the entrance to the highest possible stage of happiness of the soul. So at this point, we can say, this moment, we can say, I really frustrated. I have so many sinful activities. I still have my heart unpure, unclean. Still material desires are taking me down. And one day I feel inspiration, Krishna consciousness. The next day, I want to run away from devotees and people and just be on my own, and have my own little cave where I can, enjoy, my little TV, my little this, that, my little sense gratification without people seeing me. Well, that is the stage of someone's like us has a disease, hridroga, material disease. But the medicine and entrance is giving. The question is, like when you meet a doctor and you say, well, I was good today, but after a few hours I felt bad again. The doctor will say, keep taking medicine. your chronic disease is not cure easily. You do need a healthy diet. You do need a healthy association of other patients, and you need continuous medicine. And if you perceive with that procedure, then one way or another way, your bright days will be more and more and more, and your dark days will be less and less and less. And in order to do that, you do need support of other patients that take in the medicine, because you don't have a faith in medicine. That's the problem. You don't really believe so much in the medicine. You think this medicine doesn't work due to your imperfection and stage of your disease, but that's Nama Parat, Vaishnava Parat, Sadhu Ninda, and you're not having proper association. Who's inspiring you? Even sometimes when Srila Gurudev would see devotees get association and start gossip and criticism, Srila Govinda Maharaj would not consider this very healthy devotional association. He would say, well, I'm not a drain inspector. That's not where I inspire my Krishna consciousness. So it's a wonderful thing today by Śrila Devi Dasi, Madhusudan Maharaj, Vaikhanas Maharaj, and all others. We do have that very healthy spiritual association where we can hear the glories of Prabhupada, especially from Srila Devi. She's direct disciples of Prabhupada, and substantial, a long-time patient in our hospital means, long-time patient sometimes help doctors, and doctors can trust that long-time patients. Say, okay, right, you tell them about the power of medicine, because I can only come, once in a day, but you all day in the hospital, you tell them how well it worked for you, and they will believe you more than they believe me, because they can understand your condition. So when somebody's like Prabhupada group are preaching to us, inspiring us, we feel that Prabhupada is acting through his devotees, not leaving this world, staying in the form of books, staying in the form of murti. You see him in ISKCON temple in beautiful Vyasa-san. And sometimes some people would come in, they think he's alive. Because new people, devotees made such a wonderful murti of Prabhupada, they would think, oh, he's sitting and he's quiet, he's meditating, and they would think he's alive. But really, it's some kind of divine spiritual vision for you to understand that murti is not just some kind of a figure, stature made from fiberglass or plastic. In fact, in Chiang Mai, devotees made a GPT Prabhupada. They made virtual reality Prabhupada. They made a model, and they load all the Prabhupada all the Prabhupada books into lingua model, and we test. And he's just speaking like Prabhupada, because Prabhupada had so much content transcribed. So if you add his lingua model, that is pretty much, he can tell you any answer from the database. And that's what we've done an experiment, and works so well. It's amazing. It's like you're speaking, just like you're speaking with Prabhupada. But again, guru is not intellectual thing. So we not mislead guru is intellectual, just like a Google. We go to guru, we ask all the questions, and we get all the answers, and we satisfy. Just like right now on the internet, there's some gurus called Jagat gurus or whatever, Sad gurus. It appeared to be this guy knows everything, so better than Google. No, Krishna say in Gita, Tadvidhi pranipatina priprashnena sevaya uparikshanti te gyanam gyaninas tatvadarshana. So I'm finishing here. Pranipat, pariprashna, and seva. Surrender, complete surrender. Inquiry means you don't wait till Guru tell you, okay, you do this or you do that. No, it's not how it works. You inquiry service, and through your heart, Krishna will show you your service. He will show you your connection. If you pranipat, surrender, then Krishna will constantly lead you, and in form of devotees in a service, just like in work. If you're a good worker, you say, okay, I complete this work. What's the next work I have to complete? And they give you the next work. And the more work you have, the more work will come to you, because you'll always be busy. And pranipat, pariprashna, seva, that has to be done in the mood of service. And if any other mood, like, egocentric mood, that's not gonna bear the fruit. So I'm sorry I spoke a little bit long today. Try to cover what Madhusudan Maharaj have told Mahaprabhu, Krishna Guru. not so successfully, but as Gurudev said, something better than nothing. My Dandavat Pranam. Jai
Thank you,
Prabhupada.
Maharaj. Thank you, Maharaj, for your sharing. And actually, I remember once you told about glorifying Srila Prabhupada, that 20th century had many inventions like a nuclear bomb, the mobile phone, computer, and what changed the face of the world and mind of people and so on. And such an invention in Western world, not in Eastern world, was the Krishna consciousness, which Srila Prabhupada brought to the world. And unless the nuclear bomb, it really blow up the minds and hearts of the people, and they changed their minds, they changed their hearts, and started to chant Hare Krishna, thus revealing the prediction by Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur. And actually, it's really amazing. And also, oh, what's going on? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you, Prithu Prabhu.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
a screen sharing happening from someone.
Okay. So, and actually also, what I would like to add, that by mercy of Srila Avadhut Maharaj, we have one book which was not translated from English. Most of our books is translated from English, but one we have decompiled one, and it is about the relationship of Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Sridhara Maharaj, and Srila Govinda Maharaj. Because Srila Goswami Maharaj, he made the book which was called first 17 pages by the name of the number of the pages of his paperwork, and then it became mostly known as the book Garden of Devotion, right? And and that book was describing the relationship between Srila Prabhupada and Srila Sridhara Maharaj. But as you, Madhusudan Maharaj, always saying, we have the pillars of Krishna consciousness in this world, and Srila Govinda Maharaj including. So that was missing part. So we made a book. Avadhut Maharaj was said that it's necessary to make such a book, and we made one. So it is not translated, compiled. So this book consists of story of the Sampradaya from Rupa Goswami, in brief, to the Bhaktivedanta Thakur and Saraswati Thakur, and of course Srila Sridhara Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami, about their relationship, their friendship, their guruship. So, and this book ends by two interviews. Interview with Srila Avadhut Maharaj about the contribution of Srila Prabhupada Bhaktivedanta Swami to the Western world, to Krishna consciousness, and also the interview with ISKCON leader Srila Goswami Maharaj, Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj, about the contribution of Srila Sridhara Maharaj. So this book, kind of one of which is missing in English literature, which we have only in Russian. So just to say this. And what to add, now we have Russian speaking speakers. So those who English speaking Vaishnavas, you please choose the simultaneous Russian to English translation in the settings. And we would like to ask Srila Hrishikesh Maharaj now to speak. Srila Hrishikesh Maharaj, можете, пожалуйста, сказать несколько слов? Также.
Вернее, к мосту даже сильно не подъезжай, на повороте. Раз.
Вас слышно? Да.
Наши поклоны.
Our obeisances, dear devotees, Maharaj, Avadhut Maharaj, Mahavir Maharaj, and all the other devotees. I apologize, we are just coming home. We're going to meet Vijay Ramana Prabhu almost here. We still have connection. What should I say? We were listening from Madhusudan Maharaj and two other devotees. And of course, we're always remembering who is Bhaktivedanta Maharaj for us. It's a personality who is factually, it's by the mercy of whose we can know something about Krishna consciousness. You know, we didn't even know about this Krishna consciousness reality. We would have just lived the life we were living, and we would have just continued to die. And therefore, I'm not sure if it's the most comfortable way to speak right now, but I'm always remembering how I came to Krishna consciousness. And it is just like Madhusudan Maharaj and Śrila Devi said, it was through books, because they're like deities which we worship. Why do we worship them? Because from the books of Srila Prabhupada, we found out what is devotion. I remember when I was reading Chaitanya Charitamrita, in purport, he would write, these devotees do this and these do that. And I would always I always wanted to meet these devotees, but I didn't have this opportunity. But eventually they led me to devotees. And we came into the association of devotees. And this association changed our life fully. And as a result, we were in ISKCON for 3 years by the mercy of the devotees of the Lord. And then we met Govinda Maharaj, Madhusudan Maharaj, Vijay, Ramana Prabhu, and then Avadhut Maharaj. And in this way, our life, it was fully transformed. It kind of seems like it was like a dream, like before Krishna consciousness. But it was fully by the mercy of Bhaktivedanta Maharaj Prabhupada. I cannot even imagine that one personality, he has come and he changed the whole world just by his unexplainable presence. And with this, I would like to finish and pass on the microphone. And after 5 minutes, hopefully we will reach Vijay Ramana Prabhu. Our dandavats to everyone. Our obeisances to everyone, and dandavats to everyone. Very happy to hear. Couldn't hear everything as we're traveling, but still periodically reading Prabhupada Lilamrita. It was the most interesting blockbuster that exists. It was the life of a great saint, very inspiring book. Our obeisances, dandavats. Connection will stop now and we will go. Thank you, Maharaj. Many thanks. Thank you for sharing. And Prabhupada Lilamrita, it is indeed a very inspiring book. Autobiography of Prabhupada, and also when I read this book, if I wasn't in Hare Krishna, I would have become a devotee after reading that book. Okay, so another book, I'm not exactly sure who wrote, but a shorter book about Prabhupada, similar to Prabhupada Lilamrita. And now Mahavir Maharaj. I would like to offer my obeisances to Madhusudan Maharaj, Avadhut Maharaj, and all the disciples of Srila Prabhupada, by the mercy of whose we had the opportunity to get acquainted with the books of Srila Prabhupada. In the 80s, while I lived in Estonia, some devotees said that one yoga some yogi was doing some tricks, and it would have been cool to meet him, but we didn't have the opportunity. It was this, the 80s, 70s. One of the darshan of Goswami Maharaj, I saw this speech and asked, Maharaj, were you in Estonia, in Tallinn in those times? Messengers and the disciples of Srila Prabhupada who were burning with their whole heart to spread the message of Mahaprabhu with the understanding of Bhagavad Saraswati Thakur, and they spread it to all the corners of the universe. And Russia in those times was 5 years in, like, behind bars, you could say, the country.
Или там 3 минут лечения, как многие преданные ученики Прабхупады, можно сказать, которые были вдохновлены проповедью Ананта Шанти Прабху.
Disciples of Srila Prabhupada were inspired. Okay, so they had some time in jail, but they got inspired, and they changed the lives of thousands of millions of people. And we also came under the reign of this mercy of Srila Prabhupada, inspired by this preaching of the books, this preaching to the fallen souls. And this helped us directly that we came to the lotus feet of Srila Govinda Maharaj and so on. And this, of course, we cannot repay our debt to Srila Bhaktivedanta Maharaj, because he took us, he helped us get out of this animal level of life, turned our life 180 degrees around by the mercy of Govinda Maharaj, books of Sridhara Maharaj. We started to understand something, little bit. We offer our respect and gratitude, and their disciples and students who even to this day continue to spread this message, and we're still learning from them. We try to keep them above our head, Guru Maharaj, Govinda Maharaj, and our acharyas. My deepest obeisances to everyone.
Спасибо огромное, Махарадж.
Many thanks, Mahavir Maharaj.
Сегодня было также очень удивительно услышать на утренней программе.
Very interesting to hear in our morning program. It was not only the glorification of Srila Prabhupada, but also a story of a disciple, Ananti Shanti Prabhu. He was not the first, but the only attendant of the programs. A close friendship of this devotee with Ananta Shanti Prabhu, with Avadhut Maharaj, and they went to the funeral. Okay, so Ananta Shanti's funeral, and okay, so his connection with Srila Prabhupada was very unique. Today, for myself, I heard something very new. I'm not sure if I can share this. But he was not the only disciple, or probably Russian disciple. Not the only disciple of Prabhupada, but one of the two disciples. Maharaj, can I share this?
в эту сторону двигаться.
I'm not sure we should move in this direction.
У нас англоязычный Zoom.
We have an English Zoom, and we should tactically finish it,
дать возможность нашим иностранным преданным
to give the opportunity to
по-французски.
our English-speaking
Мы уже на
devotees.
самом деле 1,5 часа на,
Yes,
ну, как
it's
бы,
going on for
идем, и, наверное, все
1.5
устали.
hours. Everyone is probably tired, and
Хочет как-нибудь завершить.
maybe
Роман
just
Прабhu,
to finish, Vijay Prabhu would like to say a
подвести
few
некий итог,
words.
может быть, каждому.
Ну, я с большим вниманием слушал всех
With a
высказываний.
great
Подслушивано
focus, I'm listening
и
to
других
what everyone is saying.
преданных, которые общались. Я же совсем молодой преданный,
I'm
хоть и по возрасту.
I'm just a young devotee.
Говинда Махараджа. Я знал, что Говинда Махараджа была очень тесная связь с Прабхупадой, он
I
считался
didn't
его
know
как бы
that
вторым
Srila
сыном.
Govinda Maharaj had
Я
a
знаю. Для меня это было уже очень много и важно,
big connection
потому что я
with
также читал книгу,
God. It was a big
читал его историю, и
relation
как
for
в
me.
Нью-Йорке был, и я там бывал, и знаю все
He
эти
was
места,
close to
где
him and
находился.
find out about
Ему было
all
там
the new
непросто, как
places they were
такому,
they've been together.
можно сказать, иммигранту, который еще не знает
So
там Нью-Йорк.
as an immigrant, I didn't really know much.
Он пережил много, потом его, когда уже узнали, когда начали ему верить, и начал вот это большое движение,
Exactly, sure, I'm
тогда ему
sorry.
стало. Так он прошел жизнь такую, которую я немножко испытал в Америке. И это все прекрасно представляю. В таком возрасте
And
приехать в чужую
in
страну,
such an age to come to
такой
a
город
foreign country,
необычный,
to a
и встречаться на все, и
unique
наркоманы, и всякие
city, and
там философы уже,
nobody
несмотря
had
на то,
faith.
он всех смог перестроить, переделать и запустить вот в эту нашу линию сознания Кришны. Это
To
великое
give us
счастье,
Krishna
это
consciousness.
должен быть только великий святой.
Is a
Обычный
great
человек,
saint,
даже
a
верующий,
normal
быть в
person,
сознании,
even a
это
faithful
impossible.
person, it would be impossible for them.
Так что мои поклоны
So
всем.
my obeisances to all the senior devotees. So,
Prithu, if you allow it, I just want to say something. Hello?
Sure, Maharaj. Why are you asking me?
I think, well, even because you're hosting a program, from what I understand, I think we had enough deep exchange today not to receive overdose of Krishna consciousness. For those who want more, we can get into groups and continue celebration. I think we had a wonderful family gathering, especially headed by Śrila Devi, because she's direct disciple of Srila Prabhupada, and what she expressed was very deep and profound from heart. Also, Madhusudan Maharaj is being very loyal servitor of Srila Gurudev, is giving us highlights of the gate of Chaitanya Saraswat Math, which we're all trying to enter. Although Chaitanya Saraswat Math right now may not be available in physical location the way we want to see it, the gate is still there in divine plane. We're all trying to line up in that gate and get qualifications to be accepted in line of mercy. Even in line of mercy must be some qualifications. So we have to acquire some desire and some faith, and that's what has been the result of this program. Everybody's satisfied, and Vaikhanas Maharaj expressed his own self. We see Pavel here, our Maharajas, Prithu Prabhu, all the centers. Yeah, time to time for big festivals, we should get together by Zoom mercy and share all these incredible, memories, and have an association of very experienced devotees. Previously, we tried to bring them all with Srila Govinda Maharaj to our Russian festivals, that devotees have direct association with great Vaishnavas. Remember, Srila Govinda Maharaj was surrounded by Prabhupada disciples. Janardhan Maharaj, A.C. Maharaj, Goswami Maharaj, everybody pretty much who were an entourage of Srila Govinda Maharaj was direct disciples of Prabhupada. And that means that, Srila Govinda Maharaj got special blessings from Prabhupada. Without that kind of blessings, how Prabhupada disciples will follow you? It's not possible. Prabhupada disciples not stupid. They don't just follow anything and everything. There was obviously connection and divine link. So we also should remember that, because for us, Govinda Maharaj is, like many people say, oh, you're in Prabhupada. Yes, we all Prabhupada. Without Prabhupada, no mission in the world can be successful. And what about Guru Maharaj? Well, he's on a high level, inaccessible. time to time we get connection with his philosophy, but real service in our mission, real connections with heart to heart has been done by Govinda Maharaj and the group of Prabhupada disciples who decide to serve Srila Govinda Maharaj with understanding of his position, his equality, his relationship as Vijay says, son. He's like Prabhupada's son, which is like Nityananda Prabhu and Virachandra. Nityananda is merciful, but Virachandra more merciful. By that, pranam to all. I'm signing out. Love to see everybody. Śrila Devi, all the Italian devotees, Vaikhanas Maharaj, maybe alone sometimes, but remember, we all well wishing you. We're hoping that one day big Vaishnava festival will happen in the Philippines, and thousands of people will, chant and dance with your guidance. And all the Russian devotees, and Ukrainian devotees, who's a very difficult situation, political, social, time of war, time of, we can say catastrophe, and part of devotees that flee all over the world. My Dandavat Pranam to all of you, Madhusudan Maharaj. And so if Prithu will finish out, and I'm signing out for Russian class, I'm sorry. I'm so happy to see you all. My Dandavat Pranam. And in Russian class, we'll speak more because it's endless discussion of the glory of pure Vaishnava.
Dandavat Maharaj, thank you so much. Спасибо, друзья, всем, кто присоединился сегодня. Thank you, everyone who joined today and spoke, shared their hearts. Srila Madhusudan Maharaj, Srimati Śrilekha Devi, Srila Vaikhanas Maharaj, Srila Hrishikesh Maharaj, Srila Mahavir Maharaj, Vijay Ramana Prabhu. Everyone, thank you so much. And we're here speaking over 1.5 hours, so it's time to make a little break. And just now, starting the Russian-speaking broadcast by Srila Avadhut Maharaj, so please join there. And also, now just I got the message from Pavel that he shared one rare photo of Ananta Shanti Prabhu. You can see him there. And thank you so much, and see you again next Zoom. As Srila Madhusudan Maharaj repeats the words of Gurudev, Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat is the place where every day is celebration going on if you're joining. So please join us always and let us do Sankirtan together. Jai. Dandavats to everyone. Hare Krishna.
Ramcha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripasindubiya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Śrila Bhaktivedanta Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Śrila Bhakti Rakha Sridhara Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Śrila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki Jai. Aur Shri Rupanuga Guru Bhaga ki Jai. Jai Vishwaranya Śrila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Śrila Prabhupada Shri Vyasa Puja ki Jai. Jai Shri Rupanuga Guru Bhaga ki Jai. Present day Shri Chaitanya Saraswati Acharya Vrinda ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. And Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. And many thanks to Prithu Prabhu for arranging everything, and to all of the participating devotees. To many thanks to you all for being here present. Very happy to see you and be with you. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you, everyone. Dandavat.
Hari Bol. Dandavat Maharaj.